there and a very good evening. You're watching Primetime News on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Dasani Athada. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
The parliamentary group of the United National Party convenes. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says the new alliance will be formed before the end of August. Says proposed amendments to the alliance constitution will be looked at. The LPD says the leadership of the SLPP will be given to Mahinda Rajapaksa on the 11th of August. 2 more people who consumed illicit liquor in Pallevela found dead. OIC of the Pallevela police station transferred. 8-year-old girl killed in a wild elephant attack in Mahogany.
UNP parliamentarians convened at the Temple Trees this evening. The meeting was chaired by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, and many current political affairs, including the presidential candidacy, has been discussed at the meeting.
It is a member from the United National Party who is going to contest. That candidate will be able to get a majority of votes from the villagers and will definitely win. That has been accepted by everyone, including the minor parties in the alliance. Therefore, we will embark on a journey towards victory, joining hands with these minor parties.
ජයග්‍රහණය කරා යන්න අවශ්‍ය කරන වැඩසටහනයි.
ඔබතුමාගේ මතයත් එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ කෙනෙක්ම මේ පොදු අපේක්ෂකයා විය යුතු කියන මතයද ඉන්නේ?
වෙන කතාවක්.
There are no two words about it. It is someone from the United National Party that will contest the presidential election and who will become president in 2020.
පන්නේ 2020 ජනාධිපති වෙන්නේ.
එහෙම නොවුනොත් ඔබතුමාලා මොකද ගන්න?
එහෙම නොවෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම නොවෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේ අපේක්ෂකයා
The ministers requested for an immediate decision regarding the candidate to be taken after discussions are held between the Prime Minister and Minister Sajit Primadasa.
මේ තීන්දුවක් ගන්න කියන එක තමයි මන්ත්‍රීවරුන්ගේ ඉල්ලීම උනේ.
දැන් ඔබතුමාලා අලුතෙන් හදන සම්දාන සම්බන්ධව ඒ කියන්නේ කවදද ඒක අයිමත් සම්දාන
අපි
Our request is to name the candidate first. Then we can start forming the large alliance with even members from the SLFP and the SLPP.
ක්‍රියාවලියට අපිට නිරත වෙන්න සිදු වෙනවා. තුන් පක්ෂවල මත ගැටුමක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ නෑ මත ගැටුමක්.
There is no conflict of opinions. Especially people like Rauf Hakim and Mahogany are requesting for Sajit Primadasa to be fielded as the candidate. Even Minister Rajasena Ratna said that he is in agreement with anything for the sake of winning. So we will discuss this with them as well. And if Sajit Primadasa is favoured by the majority, we will announce him as the presidential candidate.
සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමාට වැඩි කැමැත්ත තියෙනවා නම් එතුමාව අපි අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අපේක්ෂක වශයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරනවා.
Issuing a special statement to the media, UNP leader Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe reveals that the Democratic National Front will be established before the end of this month.
All decisions will be taken after discussing with all member parties in a democratic manner. After fixing the date to officially announce the establishment of the DNF, a new idea was brought forward during the final meeting. We realized that we should consider that idea as well. Therefore, we thought that we should postpone the date. We have decided to officially establish the DNF before the end of August. The daily or internal operations of any political party will not be affected by this. This alliance will be formed in a manner that would protect the identities and independence of each member party. We will formulate a set of policies for the DNF. Our future plans will be based on these policies. For those aware of the recent political trends, it is an obvious fact that the upcoming presidential elections cannot be won as a single party. Our objective is to win the elections through an alliance headed by the UNP and subsequently win the general elections and establish a strong government.
සමස්ත ලංකාවම ජයග්‍රහණ මාවතට යොමු කිරීමයි.
The foundation stone for the construction of a Dhamma school in the Gampaha district was laid today under the auspices of the Deputy Leader of the UNP, Minister Sajit Primadasa.
This building will be constructed for the Sri Ratanapala Dhamma School at the Sri Bimbarama Temple in Karagahamuna, Maharakadavata. This building will be constructed at a cost of 4 million rupees. The building will be constructed under the Daham Sevana program that aims to develop multi-religious places of worship in Sri Lanka. My objective is to uphold and contribute towards Buddhism, surpassing the contributions made by my late father Ranasinghe Primadasa. If I served as the Minister of Cultural Affairs 4.5 years before, I would have developed and renovated all temples in this country. I still have the chance to fulfill this. It is the people who must decide. If I do get the opportunity, I promise you that within the first 5 years, I will improve all religious places of worship. When certain parties criticize and speak out loudly, I will remain calm and pay attention to all matters. They are worried that if I do win the mandate of the people, they will have to work tirelessly for the general public. We need change. In November this year, we can decide whether this is a good or a bad decision and whether it's the right decision to hand over the country to a man aged 52 years. I am committed to serve my motherland and its citizens. However, the decision is in your hands.
The Satanica, the former General Secretary of the UNP, expressed the following views.
The proposed alliance has a major drawback, and that is the division of power between the main political party and the other parties and organizations that join the alliance. The overall power of forming the alliance will be based on this. So, from the UNP's perspective, the main political party within the alliance is the UNP. Therefore, the UNP must possess decisive powers within the alliance. That means that the positions of leader of the alliance and the general secretary of the alliance should be held by a member of the UNP. As reported by the media, although the alliance is headed by the UNP, the other positions of the alliance have been given to other political parties and individuals representing other organizations. In my view, doing this has taken away the power of the alliance from the United National Party to a certain extent. This is like attempting to control the head with the tail. If the UNP plans to operate in such a manner, I think the power of the UNP will fade away. I believe that the formation of this alliance may pave the way for the dissolution of the United National Party.
Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Chairman Professor G.L. Piris has stated that former President Mahinda Rajapaksa will be handed the leadership of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna.
The National Conference of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna will be held on the 11th of August at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium. On that occasion, Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa will be formally handed over the leadership of the party. From the start, he has been the leader of our party. But on the 11th, he will formally take over the leadership. Once he takes over the leadership, he will then immediately present the candidate he has in store for the presidential election. President Mahinda Rajapaksa will name the candidate and then present him to the nation on the 11th of August. The key reason behind this convention is the presentation of the candidate. We invite the Sri Lanka Freedom Party to also join with us on this day. One thing we are certain about is that a Sri Lanka Freedom Party member will never pledge their support to a candidate representing the United National Party. Now the talk is only regarding the organizational structure, and we believe that the two leaders, when they speak to each other, can guarantee faster progress. There is, however, no date set yet. We will present our candidate on the 11th. We will present our candidate on the 11th.
MP Vasudeva Nanayakkara expressed the following views at a media briefing today.
The bill to amend the Power Amendment Draft Bill that is to be presented in Parliament tomorrow will remove the powers given to the Public Utilities Commission by the Act of 2019. What is this Public Utilities Commission? It is a commission that takes the side of the people and presents facts in issues related to obtaining electricity, pricing electricity, and generating electricity. These are the powers that this minister is attempting to remove. When it comes to generating electricity, permission needed to be obtained by the Public Utilities Commission. This is the power that the minister hopes to take into his own hands. In this case, there are two possible outcomes. The current power crisis is a result of the CEB not adhering to the decisions of the Commission. The biggest mistake they are making when purchasing power is that they are not purchasing it in tenders. Because of this, power is purchased at a higher price. The reason why they didn't purchase power was because a payment needed to be made.
Meanwhile, MP Mahindananda Alutgamage revealed that Gotabaya Rajapaksa will be contesting the presidential election from the party.
In the coming 6 days, we will hand over the leadership of the party that we formed within a short period of time to Mahinda Rajapaksa. Mahinda Rajapaksa will announce Gotabaya Rajapaksa as the candidate for the upcoming presidential elections.
The opposition expressed the following views on the American intervention.
John Kerry,
Former United States Secretary of State John Kerry visited the country as soon as this government came into power. In a speech he delivered, he said, "Your country is situated in a very significant location. It is located in the center of Central Africa, East Asia and Central Asia. So this country is vital to the United States. That is the reason why they bought the AXA agreement that allows them to intervene in an emergency situation. Just because they brought the AXA agreement, an emergency situation wouldn't be created. An emergency situation should be staged. For that, they need Zaharan. Zaharan cannot just be created. For that, funds need to be sent through Saudi. The central bank is monitoring the process. That is an obstruction to the transfer of funds. To stop that, the Foreign Exchange Act needs to be amended. Who proposed that the Foreign Exchange Act be amended? Even though we are unaware of it, it was proposed by the US. Ranil did everything that they proposed. The amendment was passed. Zaharan got the funds he needed. No one was aware of it. Why is extremism brought up? That is to create the emergency situation. Therefore, we can't believe that these forces wouldn't make another attempt to create an emergency situation in the country in the months to come. Steps are being taken to establish US military camps in the Indian Ocean region when the region is peaceful. They're attempting to carry out this plan in our country as well. The US is trying to figure out how they are going to control the other countries through their military, and they're attempting to establish that in our country. America is trying to use our entire country as their military base. This poses a major threat to our sovereignty and our territorial integrity.
Police fired tear gas and water cannons to disperse a university protest this afternoon at the Lotus Roundabout in Colombo Fort.
The Inter-University Students' Federation organised a protest claiming that the government is trying to legalise private universities. The students began the protest from opposite the Fort railway station and attempted to march towards the presidential secretariat. As roadblocks were set up along Lotus Road, the protesters requested for a discussion with the President or the Prime Minister. The police then fired tear gas and water cannons to disperse the crowd as they were attempting to forcibly proceed towards the presidential secretariat.
These highly guarded officers are now trying to bring a private university act under another name called the Higher Education Quality Assurance Accreditation Commission. They are trying to create a commission where the structures that regulate education will be transformed into a nominal structure. The Minister of Higher Education will appoint members for this commission.
Even after police fired tear gas and water cannons, the crowd continued protesting along the Lotus Road for about an hour.
meetings were held among members of the United National Party today. Speaking to the media after the meetings, Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Minister Sajit Primadasa, expressed these views. We will have that story later in our bulletin. Moving on to more local news, President Maithripala Sirisena expressed his views on the eradication of drugs and the illicit alcohol trade in the country at an event held in Dulapitiya.
Yesterday, 13 people had died after consuming toxic moonshine. Don't blame me for saying this, but I believe that what happened can be justified. Why do they consume this rubbish? This illicit alcohol has been spread across the country. People dying after consuming moonshine is not something new. I saw that a group from the government has presented a proposal to the government to abolish the death penalty. The happiest to hear this were the criminals, smugglers, rapists and thugs. What is the key to all of this? Drugs. We know that no matter what good thing we attempt to do, there will always be people attempting to obstruct us from doing that thing. A stone was thrown into the path that Lord Buddha was walking along. Lord Jesus Christ was crucified. But I am happy that the Attorney General has sent a report yesterday that a private member motion to remove the death penalty that was presented in Parliament is not legitimate. The President expressed these views addressing the closing ceremony of the Ratavenuwen Ekata Sitimu program held in Gampaha. This national program, organized to provide solutions to the problems faced by the people, providing monetary facilities, investment facilities and other donations, were carried out for 6 days in the Gampaha district. The Gampaha district has fallen short of environment protection. A consignment of garbage that was brought down from England was dumped in your district. Muthurajavela is the biggest resource in the Gampaha district. But who is mining lands and destroying the beauty of Muthurajavela? It's the politicians. The ministers and MPs of this government are involved in mining the lands and destroying Muthurajavela. On a previous occasion, I came here at 6 a.m. and together with the police took into custody a team that was destroying this national resource.
New governors appointed for 3 provinces took their oaths before President Maithripala Sirisena today.
Kirti Tennakon, who resigned from the post of governor of the southern province yesterday, was sworn in today as the governor of the central province. Maitri Gunaratna, who resigned from the post of governor of the central province the day before yesterday, was sworn in today as the governor of the Uva province. Hema Gunasekara has been appointed as the governor of the southern province. In addition, 2 state ministers were sworn in before President Maithripala Sirisena at the president's official residence this morning. Anoma Gamage was sworn in as State Minister of Petroleum Resource Development, and higher education has been added to the portfolio of State Minister Lucky Jayawardena. Thereby, he was sworn in as the State Minister of City Planning, Water Supply and Higher Education.
Taking a look back at that story once again, 2 meetings were held among members of the United National Party today. Speaking to the media after the meetings, Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Minister Sajit Primadasa, expressed these views.
I do not see those matters as issues. Our 5 fingers are different to each other. Different people have different views and different proposals. We are working towards taking into consideration all of these different views and proposals and reaching a proper decision. According to what you would have experienced in an authoritarian system, dissenting opinions are seen as opposition. I do not see this as an opposition. I see this as an essential element in democracy. If the other parties are influenced and threatened, and if they are barred from expressing their views, that would be an authoritarian system. We do not have an authoritarian system within our alliance. We maintain high levels of good governance and democracy, and we are working towards getting everyone's opinion and reaching a good decision. Good things will happen in the future. All of those will happen through discussions and with unity. That is how they are supposed to take place.
ජනතාව ඉදිරිපත් කරන කැමැති අපේක්ෂකයෙක් ඉන්නවනම් මමත් මේක සූදානම් කියන වගේ ප්‍රකාශ ඔබතුමාගෙන් අපි දැක්කා. යම් හේතුකින් එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයෙන් ඔබතුමාට ජනාධිපතිවරණ අපේක්ෂකයන් කියන අවස්ථාවක් හම්බුනේ නැත්නම් ඔබතුමා සමග පස්වෙනි මන්ත්‍රීවරුන් සහ ඔබතුමා සමග පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. මේ පිරිසත් සමග ඔබතුමා තීරණයක් ගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු. ඇයි ඔබතුමා එහෙම අසුබවාදී හිතන්නේ? එහෙම වුණොත්
No, you shouldn't think pessimistically. First you spoke about the conflict of opinions, and now you are speaking about the conflict of opinions based on the authoritarian system that you are used to. Then you question me on what would happen if I am not fielded as the candidate. I feel that you are acting on behalf of another party.
රටේ ජනතාවගෙන් ලොකු විශ්වාසයක් නෑ. රටේ ජනතාවගේ මතයයි මෙතන කෘත්‍යාධිකාරී මණ්ඩලයේ මතයයි නෑ එහෙම.
No, I don't think there is a problem like that. When my father was nominated for the presidential election, it was done after he received the approval of the Central Working Committee.
MP Nishantha Muthuhettigama says the SLFP will be a determining factor at the upcoming elections.
We challenge any political party. When we form an alliance, we will be the strongest alliance. We will win and take over the power. We will have the remote control. We will have the remote control for the Parliament and the Provincial Council. We do not care who the President will be. We are prepared to put forward a good candidate for the upcoming presidential election.
A group including parliamentarian Nimal Lanza went on an inspection tour of the Muthurajawala garbage dump.
The group has visited the site owing to complaints from residents regarding rising environmental issues caused by the dumping of garbage into waterways and also the odour that emanates during night time. The MPs also inspected the way in which garbage was dumped in the waterways from the Hamilton Canal to the Negombo Lagoon. This Muthurajawala conserved land contributes greatly to the environmental temperature and the ecological balance of the area. Today, this area has been dumped with garbage, and this land is set to be sold by the government. There are clear signs here. If they continue dumping garbage and then eventually sell Muthurajawala off, this will be an issue for all Sri Lankans. Alongside the Muthurajawala Reserve is the Negombo Lagoon, which is South Asia's most beautiful lagoon. Before preaching to other people, we asked the government that they take steps to prevent garbage being dumped in this area, which is in their control. The Sri Lanka Land Reclamation and Development Corporation in a statement said that they will mobilize immediately to stop the garbage being dumped in Kerawalapitia. They added that this was an emergency measure taken temporarily as a means of tackling the garbage problem in Colombo, further adding that the activities of the dump had continued for more than 2 years.
The New National Front convened a press briefing in Battaramulla today.
Those who govern this country should ideally be in elders' homes. They are in parliament instead. Those who are more than 70 years in age should either go home or give the opportunity to the younger generation who are efficient and stronger. If they positively contributed towards the development of the country, they must stay at home and be happy about what they achieved. Parliamentarians over 70 and 80 years cannot solve the problems of the younger generations. Such leaders must hand over powers to the younger generation in the country. Those who have passed their 70s and 80s must all go home. Leadership must be handed over to the much efficient younger generation.
9 people were hospitalized following a conflict between 2 groups in Velavatta last night. According to police, the clash was between a group from a housing complex and workers at a construction site.
The brawl took place at around 10:40 last night. Police added more than 150 people were involved in the incident. Police said tear gas was used to control the situation. 7 3-wheelers, a motorbike and a car has been damaged as a result of the incident. 3 police officers have sustained minor injuries and have been admitted to the Kalabovila Teaching Hospital.
දුරකථනයක් සම්බන්ධයෙන්
It has been revealed that an issue pertaining to a mobile phone has been the cause of this brawl. The police had to open fire into the sky to disperse these groups and fire tear gas. The police was able to disperse them and ensure security. As per the information that was revealed through the investigations carried out using CCTV footage, we were able to arrest 4 suspects. We have arrested 5 suspects in total.
මේ වන විට අත්අඩංගුවට අරගෙන තිබෙනවා.
The officer in charge of the Pallevela police station has been transferred with immediate effect. The transfer was made in connection to the death of 13 people connected to illicit alcohol trade in the same area of Banduragoda in Mirigama.
People in Pallevela strongly opposed this move. Also, when the media inquired into this, the people were told that no such incident occurred in Pallevela and they denied such a thing had happened. The attention of the police headquarters had been directed to both the conduct of the OIC as well as the situation at hand. A special investigation was conducted by the police headquarters into the illicit alcohol trade in the area and also into the conduct of the OIC to tackle such issues. The issues surrounding the purported deaths have been removed from the Pallevela police and has been handed over to the Gampaha SSP under the Gampaha Criminal Investigation Unit.
ගම්පහ කොට්ටාස අපරාධ විමර්ශන ඒකකයෙන්.
On the 1st of August, a group involved in illicit alcohol trade fell ill simultaneously and were hospitalized as a result. 13 people are said to have been killed as a result of illnesses pertaining to alcohol and its effects. The final rites of 2 victims were held in Gaspe in Banduragoda. Many in this country are addicted to alcohol. This is not being stopped. Those who produce alcohol will not stop. Those consuming alcohol will not stop as well. The police will not take steps to stop them. The government is also not interested. The villagers carried the remains of the deceased to the residence of an individual who supposedly owns an alcohol production plant and carried out a protest. A suspect that was arrested in connection to the issue has been arrested by the Kotadeniava police and was produced before court. The suspect has been remanded till the 9th of next month by the Minuwangoda acting magistrate Atula Gunasekara.
On to some tragic news. A wild elephant attack in Mahogany claimed the life of an 8-year-old girl. The fatal accident was reported when the child died after a wall which was toppled over by the elephant collapsed onto the girl.
J.M. Shalika is a resident of Damanugas Mandia in Mahogany. She went to her uncle's house to keep her cousin's sister company last night. Until 1:30 a.m. last night, Shalika was peacefully sleeping with her cousin's sister in their grandmother's room. Moments later, a wild elephant attacked the house and a wall of the house collapsed onto the body of little Shalika, who was fast asleep. She sustained serious injuries following the ordeal and was admitted to the Mahogany hospital, but she succumbed to her injuries upon admission. Shalika was the elder sibling in a family of 2 children and was a grade 3 student of the Mapa Kadavava Bandaranaika College.
I lost my little girl. Why don't they solve this issue before lives are lost? Why isn't the government doing anything? They only come when someone dies. They will give a firecracker per person or 2. That's their only solution. We have no use of them sitting on their seats and getting paid. People are dying like animals. They come in search of our vote, but no one is finding a solution to this issue. They will come looking for this. No point in giving them that if they can't provide a solution.
We came across another hidden aspect to this story when a local spoke to us about this human-elephant conflict in detail.
They conducted an elephant operation recently, but it wasn't done for our benefit. They wanted to carry out a census on the elephant population and place badges on elephant herd matriarchs. They announced across the village that an operation is underway from 3 to 7 p.m. They singled out the elephants they needed by lighting crackers right after the elephants came from their evening bath. They chased out the rest. 19 elephants reside here. The wildlife officers couldn't chase a single elephant across to the other side of the lake.
Also in related news, the Gum at the team witnessed firsthand the plight of those fighting the wild elephant menace, the lives of those drinking contaminated water, and also the lives of those digging silt out of tanks. The Gum at the teams that are reaching out to all corners of the island continued to go out in search of the sufferings of the common man in view of shedding light on their problems.
This lone elephant wreaked havoc across the Yaya 14 village. The Gum at the team also had to run for their lives like this today due to the pertinent threat wild elephants pose here at the 14th mile post area of Siembalandua. Elephants have always disrupted the lives of residents of Siembalandua. Our teams that travel through Monragala has so far gone through the Govindapura, Kotagoda, Helamulla and Navgala villages. Another group from the Gum at the team spent the day travelling through Kurunagala in search of problems faced by the people. If these people have permission to dig such a pit, why is the common man sent to jail? The people of Gurugoda village in Kobegana were angered by a 40-meter deep pit dug on a plot of land in the village for the purpose of mining for sand. An accident could be imminent in the area. People from Dematava, Morogolla, Gurugoda and Gokalava shared their problems with the Gum at the team. The Gum at the team stumbled upon a village in Vaunia district that is fast becoming one of the villages with the highest number of recorded kidney patients. Members of 37 of the 350 families in the Thaikulum village in Vaunia have been identified as kidney patients. These people are issued their death warrants through the tube well in the village. The team also visited other villages, namely Warikutyur, Avarangtulava, Pubuduga, Pahalalutwava and Aushadapitiya today.
That's a wrap of primetime news for tonight. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Dasni Athada. Don't forget to tune in to Face the Nation coming up next as we look into poverty, inequality and the reasons that affect both. Good night.